Welcome, guys, to another edition of the Streamers Hub. I am DJ Strick, your host today. And one of the things that I get a chance to do is work with some phenomenal people. And I called them the panel. We've probably been doing this for maybe a year and a half now. I'm not really sure. I know for sure a year's worth of content has been done with these people. And I just want to shout them out for who they are and what they got going on. I got to start with the person that kind of led all of this and maybe gave me the idea to do a panel, none other than my friend Erica Bates. Erica, how are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, I'm glad you could make it. Erica, do you believe it when I say you probably gave me the idea for this panel show?
Well, I would say that, and I would say thank you.
Well, there you go. There you go. So we were doing shows. You had a show with One Stream Live. I had a show with One Stream Live. We were doing some things inside of the community. And every time I would go live, I would always have you on with me. And I really appreciated your ability to just come and hang out during that time. And I said, you know what? We need to have like maybe a group of us. And he said, that's right. Like, let's have a panel. Something went down like that. But I knew I wanted to be able to do some shows with you. And of course, I was able to do a mastermind class with you at least once or twice with your group that I thought
Yeah.
was really cool.
Let me know if you want to do that again because that was fun. We learned a lot.
That was fun. That was fun. Listen, anytime, I would love to come through. I have a little bit more material than I had then because that had to be almost 2 years ago. But hey, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
And somebody that when I put out the call, responded to the call, and man, Harry the big dog hanging out with us. Now, Harry, I hadn't seen you how long? Maybe 6, 7, 8 months?
Oh yeah, it's been since I haven't been online since August of 2024. It's
Wow.
been a while. And
Well, I'm
getting
glad
back
to have
into
you
the
back.
swing of things.
You got the camera, you got the mic, you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm moving my studio down. I'm in my little blank space now, but my studio will be moving soon, and we'll have the dopest setup.
That's what's up, man. We are definitely getting ready for that. I was working also, we put out the call, and I'm not really sure when or how it happened. I know what it was. We talked to each other through Messenger, this next person I'm going to bring up, and I asked him to come on the show because I just felt like he had such a wealth of information to share. And when the panel came up, I asked him to be a part of the panel, and he said, "Sure, I'll do it. Like, no problem at all." And he's always doing something. And I want to see here. It looks like he may be setting up his camera right now, but let me see if I can bring him on. It's still working out. So okay, not ready yet. Let me see if I can try this one more time. Matt, are you there?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can't see
We
you
hear
yet.
you.
Oh, lovely. See, this is what happens. Technical difficulties.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna see if your thumbnail from behind the scenes in the green room will update, or at least a way for me to see that you're ready, and I'll bring you back on. Guys, it's been a long time. I wanted to be sure that we could do this panel show. And that being said, let me be sure I turn my chat on so I can see everybody. And I want to say hello to everyone in the chat, just in case somebody's watching this, or even if you're watching it in a replay. I did have to have an opportunity to go and respond to some comments that just came in a week or so ago from people watching and replay with questions. And I do appreciate people uh, being being honest enough to say, hey, I will go back and answer. And I did. So if you're watching this in a replay, guess what? I am here and I will come and answer those questions. So let me bring it back. Matt, are you ready now?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
All right,
sir.
good deal.
Matt's got a new camera and a whole new setup going over there,
Oh,
sir.
yeah, kinda. Kinda. It's a work in progress.
Hey, I understand. I completely understand, man. Glad to have you here. I don't know if you heard my introduction. I think we talked over a messenger about OneStream Live or something like this, and then we
Yes,
kind of hooked up. And I had you on a show. It was just me and you. And I said, hey, why don't you join the panel? And there you are. You joined the panel.
I did.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's been awesome ever since. I'm sad to see it go, but you know what? Everything has its season, and you know, so that's where we're at. So
And it is. And this is one of those times and spaces to where, guess what? We are professionals and
yep,
we are content creators, and content creators do one thing really well.
Create
Create
content.
content.
create
Come on
content.
now. You
Yes.
guys got it. You guys got it. It's really easy. Just create content and the world is okay.
Yep.
That being said, one of the things that we want to help people with today, just for a little bit, okay? Now, we're not going to save the world in the amount of time that we have today, but if we can just spend a little bit of time helping people with some quick tips that they may not be thinking about when it comes to being monetized. I really want people to have a great idea about what being monetized is and maybe giving them some tips they haven't thought of. Now, Erica, I want to go to you first on this because I believe you're so thoughtful that it's not always okay, what do you get from YouTube partnership program? But there are some other tools that you can do to monetize your content. What would be one of them for you?
I'm going to say newsletters.
I like that. I
Okay,
like
just
this.
hear
Why
me out.
newsletter? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's say we're doing a show right now. It's going to YouTube. You can use Glass. It don't have anything hooked up like right now to this. Like you got a Chris or you got a Phantom hooked up to this right now. But if you don't, you can use Glass to hit that translate button and ask it to go to chat or Claude or Gemini and ask for the transcript. It gives you the transcript and you say, make me a blog post. Make that blog post an email. Make that email something else. But you transform that content into some actionable steps, and the people on your email list join my email list for $100 a year, and I'll give you this content. So it's all written out. You got the link to your affiliate links, and it's already good content. You already know you got good content. So that's my idea.
All right.
What do you think?
Very, very good idea. Okay. Very, very good idea. And what she said is a difference in thought. Okay. That, Henry, I'm going to go with this one. There is most of the times when people think monetization, they want to monetize their content.
Yes.
Okay. Monetize their content. And one of the ways you can monetize your content is kind of like the ground floor for a lot of people, which is the YouTube partnership program or the Twitter program or IG or Facebook. You're getting in
Yep.
their content payment system,
Yep.
which you know, is probably one of the hardest ways to get monetized. Once you are monetized, there's an upside to it. You know, we're talking about 1 to 10% of YouTubers that are actually making dollars off YouTube.
Yeah.
1 to 10%. There is a 1%, but there are also 10% of the people that are there that are in the partnership program that's making something.
Yeah.
But there is a wide gap between people that are making salaries and real money off YouTube. Okay. What she just mentioned was not monetizing content, is monetizing your audience. And
Yes.
that is a real secret to monetizing fast. Okay. Because when you monetize your audience, I don't care if you have an audience of one, if they're willing to cash app you, buy your coffee, which is another platform that people can send money really, really quickly that's out there to help you. What else am I thinking about? So Venmo, what else can they pay you like really quickly? Using your build a Stripe account where they can pay
Yep.
you
Stripe.
Stripe and
Stripe,
use
I was going
Stripe
to say
Squares,
set
as
up a landing
Chat.
page.
set up a landing page for them to be able to log into or sign up for, register for the newsletter through Stripe. Stripe takes all the payments. I need to know who is a competitor to Stripe, because I feel like there is one out there that
Square.
I don't know of. Huh?
Square or
PayPal.
Not, I said Square.
Oh,
I
did
meant
you?
Stripe.
Okay.
A competitor to Stripe. Stripe. There's a
Authorized.net.
cost.
Clover might be another one.
Clover. Okay. And the
Clover.
reason why I say that.
Clover is
Go
Clover's
ahead.
more like a Clover's more like a it's more of like a point of sale system with also the opportunity to build a online presence, whereas Square or Stripe kind of started as an online, and now they've developed their point of sale hardware and software. So they kind of did it backwards from each other, but they're probably the closest two competitors in their specific markets. I would
Right.
venture to say.
I just feel like, online taking payments,
Yeah.
whether it's PayPal invoices or Stripe or anything, like you're going to pay that 3% plus something. And it can be expensive. I'm just trying to figure out who's going to come out with a way that's even cheaper than that, but it allows you to take credit cards and all the things that, people want to use online right now. But Stripe is one that, a lot of people are familiar with. PayPal is too. For whatever reason, a lot of the systems are getting away from PayPal. I don't know why, but that's just there. Monetizing your audience is a true secret that you could do day one. To be honest with you, you can monetize an audience before you even have content.
Yep. Well, it's kind of the secret sauce, really, if you think about it, because you've got like so the way I kind of look at it, and forgive me if I'm opening, but I feel like
Go
there's
ahead.
three different tiers to monetization or more, but there's at least three, right? So tier one that everybody seems to think about, that's like your partner programs, your YouTube creator programs, Twitch, X now, TikTok. You get into those where you have your certain amount of 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 followers, and you're getting regular views and lots of
Right.
content and all that kind of stuff. And the actual platforms are paying you. So that's like a tier one. Your tier two
Mhm.
is things like you were talking about, like the buy me a coffee or the donation thing, or the Patreons, or the Rumble, I guess, is another one. And I think you can YouTube memberships without being a partner program. I could be wrong about that it may be backwards. You have to be a partner to do that. I don't know. But those other like second and third party offerings that you can offer memberships, right? Well, then the third part, the tier three, is the stuff that's mostly off of the social media platforms, but it's based off of the audience that you've built on YouTube, on TikTok, on X Live, on Facebook Live. So these are people that have followed you. They have you have become a subject matter expert in whatever it is that that they're following you for, and now they want to get more information and become a regular consumer of all of your digital media, not just the video. So I kind of look at it as like a three-tiered system. Everybody's going for the tier one. Really, where the bread or where things are really get done is in the tier three. And
There you go.
that's what you got to figure out.
Yeah.
So
And
Roadkill Run is saying that it costs money to process cash in traditional business, and we can't take cash online. I am not so sure that processing is going to get much cheaper for a while. And I get it. Oh, let me. I almost forgot how to do this, Erica. Like, what am I doing? I got to show it, right? I got to show it. And you are right about that. I am just super cheap. And if there is a way to get around it, I want to figure that thing out. Only because I have Erica in the back of my head saying, there's another way to do this, Strick.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's another way to do it, Erica would know it. And
Erica's got all the tricks.
Let's say there's
yeah.
Zelle, but they're being sued right now, so I'm not really sure. There's always Bitcoin.
Yeah, there is. And you know what? But the problem with Bitcoin is great. And I think ultimately there's something to be said for crypto, but there's so many altcoins coming out, meme coins coming out now these days, that a lot of them are scams. I mean, look at
That's
how
true.
many have been taken down in the last year.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, some of them by very big name or at least well-known people. Some of them unintentionally well-known, but well-known nonetheless. And they've, you know, people are people have lost a lot of money in
If they
meme
have,
coins and altcoins and
yeah.
stuff like that. So some of that stuff you got to be
And people
careful.
made a lot of money on meme
Yeah.
coin and
That's
altcoin.
true. People have
On the other,
made a lot of
on the,
money, but you got to kind of stick. It's almost like you got to stick with the stuff that in that space that is well known, and even then, it's kind of a risk. So,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
saying anything about Bitcoin or you know digital currencies or anything like that. I think it's great. I think you know on some level there's a need for it. Decentralizing of the money exchange. Um, but there is a risk to it, right? And even if you get paid in Bitcoin, now you've got to convert that. There's some conversion fees for that, so you're going to lose some of that in the process as well. So you're not really. It's apples to oranges, but essentially it's kind of the same thing. You either pay for credit card processing or you go digital currencies, but now you're talking about a conversion fee from that to whatever you're, you know, gonna
yeah.
Exactly.
to.
If
So
they're gonna get you one where somebody's gonna make some money for
Somebody's gonna
transferring
make
facts,
this
some money
for
off of
facts.
some.
transferring money. And my idea with that conversation is how can I do it the least amount of expense possible? And if there is something that's a competitor to somebody else that may be a percent lower, guess what? I want to figure out what that percent is
Right.
and how much money I can save because they're basically going to do the same thing. That being said, Stripe is the way we go for right now to kind of get it all in because they're doing more than anybody else as far as being able to take multiple types of currencies. That
Now here's
said, go ahead
here's
because you
here's
you
one
made a
caveat
lot
to
of
that
great points in there. Yes, sir.
because Stripe is along with a lot of the others, PayPal and Square and Venmo and that kind of thing. They have restrictions on the types of businesses or uh, people that they will be associated with. So like it really depends on the content you're producing. So I was working with some folks that were they own a local gun store and they wanted to do some online content, and I was working with them and talking about stuff. And the problem is when you get into some of those questionable things, when it becomes like because guns are a very hot button topic for a lot of people,
That's
not
right.
just right now, but always. And
Yeah.
so Stripe is one of those things they can't use Stripe in their business, and they can't do Stripe donations on any of their paid content or other content because they are a controversial related business. I don't know exactly what the term that they use is, high risk, I guess, but things like
Mhm.
um I've worked with a couple credit repair companies that wanted to do some stuff, and they can't do they have to go to very specific credit card processing to be able to get digital payments. The gun store that I was talking about before, anything to do with like financial literacy or financial education, those are all high risk things. So you have to be really cognizant about what you're looking into.
I like
Some of
that.
these companies won't even work with the type of business that you're trying to do. So you just have to do your research on that type of thing. But overall, I think Stripe is probably one of the better ones to go if you can actually use it with your platform. So
I like it. And I think even saying that, Matt, it makes a lot of sense based on the fraud that goes on in
Yeah.
all of those companies that you mentioned.
right,
From guns to financial literacy. Come on, man. People that are
right,
coaching financial literacy, you just have to be careful who's
yes,
your coach. Your
right,
coach knows financial literacy because they're in debt, you know?
right,
So
right,
it's just one of those, all of those things could be areas. Now, if we're talking to content creators,
right.
uh, there, there there has been an article or something that I saw, and it was probably a year ago about Stripe not doing digital products because of the same thing. So just be mindful. You're right,
Yeah.
Matt. That is something you want to take care of.
You know, it's funny because I was doing I had a podcast on the side for a long, long time. And I got a notification about the same time, about a year ago, maybe 8 months ago, saying that I no longer qualified for being able to build a Stripe donations page. And that's all it was.
Wow.
I mean, I think they're trying to separate from, I think they're trying to separate the business model from creators a little bit, unless you're like the Joe Rogans and some of the bigger names in the space. I mean, and I only use his name because he's literally the biggest podcaster in the world, bar
He's the
none.
second biggest podcaster in the world. In physical size, Shannon Sharp is
Yeah,
several
that's
inches
true.
taller.
Club Shay Shay. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Well, he's got a big one too. But I mean, like,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
he
at that
does.
level, they're probably like, hey, we'll do whatever we can to get
To
involved in that
support it.
business.
You're right. That's true. That's true.
But on the small creator level that most people find themselves, especially at the beginning, again, it all comes down to research, and I'm
It
only
does.
speaking from my own experience, so and those that I've worked with, I can't say that it's going to be an issue for everybody. I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people, a lot of creators. Something like what Joe does, Big Joe Shep, with his live stream service and his live stream coaching service. Same thing with you, DJ Strick, is with your coaching service, your teaching service. Same thing. So like, a lot of you guys are in a space where it makes sense and it will work. But depending upon the niche that you're trying to get into, or that you are the subject matter expert in, you just have to look into a lot of that. So that's all I was getting at, and I'm not trying to steal the thunder here. Just
No,
pointing.
I absolutely love it.
No,
This
you
is the
good.
conversation
You
that we should have. And
Right.
this is why we had a panel, because there's so many different ways to look at, people saying, hey, well, I want to get monetized. Well, have you thought about all of the ways to get monetized? Because
Right.
I know the first thing that you do when you get to YouTube and you watch a lot of videos, and they're trying to tell you, how do you get your first 1,000?
Right.
Why? And then the question is, why do you want your first 1,000 subscribers? Well, you got to have 1,000. I think it's down to 500 now, but you got to
Okay.
have the watch hours. These are kind of like the basic things you need to get into the partnership program, so you
Right.
then could get paid.
Yeah.
But getting into the partnership program doesn't automatically mean that you're going to get
right.
paid.
You still got to get them views.
You still got to
the
get the
views.
views.
Right.
You still got to get the views. You still have to be making content in a field that people want to have ads in. All right.
A lot of people.
Because you got to have those companies willing to buy money based off of your content or other people making content like yours. So in the
Yes.
financial worlds inside of YouTube, guess what? They pay more for financial content than anything else. You're talking money and all this stuff. People pay a lot of money to have a commercial running in that content than anything else. So I forget what they call it, but basically each ad that's actually ran will actually pay you more than a completely other type of business.
CPM.
All right.
Cost
There
per
you
mil
go.
or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that mill again is 1,000.
1,000 views. Yep.
So what happens is that it costs more for the ad to be there because they're in a field that people are paying more money for, and it just costs more, and you get paid more
Right.
per view of that ad.
Right.
It's a lot of details to get into it.
For real. And,
It is.
and let me throw something in, guys.
Go right ahead.
You guys are only talking about the US version of it.
Right.
Yes.
Because other countries use other systems that we probably never heard of.
Right.
You guys didn't mention Patreon, Ko-fi,
I said
LiberPay,
Patreon.
Tipsy.
Yeah. But and that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And this would be an opportunity where, something like Joe would be able to discuss, because I'm sure this is stuff he discusses with his clients over there in the UK, about some of the options and the programs that they have available to creators over there. But ultimately, yes, you're absolutely correct. Like, we can speak to what we have here in the US, and there's other similar programs out there worldwide, depending upon your geographic location. So, I think Some of the universal ones would be probably like Patreon. There's another one that I just heard of. Well, Kick is one, right? Kick is one. It's like the alternative to Twitch or something like that.
I'm not sure about that one.
Is it Kick?
I haven't played on Kick. I did create an account, but I never played on it.
And Twitch is all obviously a universal one, although I don't know what their partners program is overseas versus here in the States. I don't know what their plan is. Rumble is one. So there's a lot of different platforms and a lot of different ways that you can kind of build that out. But it's kind of one of those catch-22s, right? Because we talk about we want to be everywhere and nowhere all at the same time, right? So, and I say that because you want as many eyeballs on you at any given point in time as a creator as you can possibly get, or eardrums if you're an audio creator. But since we're talking about YouTube and podcasts are now big on YouTube, they're really promoting podcasting, video podcasting on YouTube right now. So that's a huge opportunity if you want to get into the space. Start creating a podcast and get onto YouTube. And any old good webcam will do, right? So,
this thing right here, do.
Yep, your phone is perfect. Matter of fact, that's the easiest and cheapest way to get started. Use your cell phone because all of them are way better. The camera in your phone is probably as good or better than the camera in your laptop if you're using a laptop, and you already paid for it.
Yeah.
I actually did a whole not too long ago, a couple of videos ago. Well, actually 2 videos, 2 weeks back to back. I was out of my studio here, and I just used my MacBook Pro's webcam.
Yep.
And with decent lighting, that thing looked great.
Do you remember about a year ago we had a streamers hub and I was coming to you live from my in-laws house,
New Jersey, right?
New York, yeah, upstate
New York. Got
yep.
you.
And I was on, I can't remember, I think I was on my phone, but I was watching the stream and following the stream from my iPad, so I was like doing dual things at the same time, but it works. And the One Stream Live app is mobile. It
is mobile,
super easy to get on and make it work. But yeah, I mean, it's, but going back to the whole everywhere and nowhere at once, like you want to be in front of as many eyeballs as you possibly can, but the more spread out your audience is, the harder it is to build a solid core audience, right? So if you've got, you might have 10,000 viewers, but if they're spread across 15 platforms, you're not even getting 1,000 views per platform.
That's true.
Right? So you want to have your main spot. Get in front of as many eyes as you can, but you want to have your main spot.
So man, I have to say this. I have to interrupt you because I have Erica here, and Erica just believes in being everywhere that you possibly can be.
What is the term you use, Erica?
Omnipresence. But you know what? I want to take it back now. I want to take it back because before I got chat, I asked my phone, where does my target audience hang out? And I was on those platforms where my phone told me my target audience hangs out. Talking to my phone, I'm talking to Google. But I asked, I got chat now, like, hey chat, where does my target audience hang out? And he told me the same thing that Google told me. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of trying to be everywhere, omnipresent, what if I just hung out to where the places my target audience is?
Right.
So, and I thought about
how much
this
sense
more.
does that make, Erica?
Wait, I got one more. I've got 158 affiliate links. And I'm thinking, what if I just narrowed it down to the one I use the most? What if Magnet was the one talking about the one that I use the most?
All right, hold up. Time out, Erica. Time out. Because we're talking about how to monetize. And I think Matt said it in his description of the different ways you can monetize. And Erica is now doubling down on affiliate marketing. Okay.
Yes.
Affiliate marketing as a way to monetize it. And Erica, I really do agree. I have 2 groups that I do affiliate marketing for. And man, when I get those alerts that somebody has purchased from one of my links, man, it really does make me feel good. OneStream Live has 25% recurring commission on any affiliate that you sell. So, of course, you know it has to be a paid program. I'm sorry,
Right.
I had to go into my DJ voice to say this, but it has to be a paid program. But once they do it, they sign up and go month to month, you get 25% of that recurring subscription. So if you have any friends, family, or anybody you think that can use the benefits and the features that benefit you in content creation of OneStream Live, hit them up, send them your link. If they purchase through that link, you get paid 25%. Again, that's recurring to you. But yes, Erica, you are right on top of it, because if you're saying one thing based off of what you use and what you like that is targeted towards your audience, I think you win every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
100%.
So
let me
let's say, oh, go ahead, Harry. I'm sorry.
let me add on to that before you start. As a beginner, and we're talking to the beginner people, multi-stream, get everywhere you can, and then start narrowing down where
Yes.
nobody watches you
Yep.
until you get to the point that we all are.
Yep.
Good point. Good point.
And
Point made.
yeah, because you got to get in front of people, the audience, right? So that's why I
Yes.
say it's kind of why I said the term everywhere and nowhere at once. You want to get in front of as many balls as you possibly can, but you don't want to be there forever. You want
Right.
it to be at the point where you build your core audience. And this is key too, because it kind of ties into something else that I know we've touched on this channel before on our panel before, is when you create your content, really avoid the urge to send the links to all your friends and your mom and your
That's right.
dad and your sisters and your brothers and your cousins, because those people are going to be the people that watch you because they love you and they care about you and they want to support you. But they're not like, unless if you're a gamer and you're creating content about gaming and you send your link to your mom and your sister and your brother and your brother-in-law and everybody about gaming, they're going to watch you because they love you and they care about you. But then they're going to go watch movies about or watch videos about building a bookcase or
Yes.
redoing a wall, and that's not the people. Like, you need to find the people that are looking for the same kind of content that you're building, that you're creating, because that's the core audience that you're trying to appeal to. So it's great to share the stuff with everybody. Views are views, right? But when you're actually focusing on building your core audience,
That's right.
avoid mass marketing to the people that are going to support you regardless. You want to get out there and get in front of the eyeballs that are where you are trying to be.
Now, Matt, let me ask you this question to kind
Yeah.
of drill down on that. Is that a YouTube thing or is that a social media thing?
That's kind of a social media thing, really, because it goes more into well, social media, I guess it depends on the context what you're asking, but when it comes to, it's sharing with the core audience and finding your core audience is specific. It's kind of specific to like YouTube and Twitch and TikTok and that kind of stuff. Like, there's going to be a certain type of viewer that you're looking for.
Right.
Kind of the same thing when it comes to other types of content as well, podcasting, blogging, those kinds of things. You want to get in front of the people that are looking for the content that you're creating, not just anybody and everybody. Now, part of how do you get there is you get in front of anybody and everybody. Very soon, you have to niche down. You have to find the people that are looking for the things that you're trying to create, right?
I like that.
So
I know I said a lot of times that this is, from my standpoint, a YouTube thing, because what you're trying to do is have the algorithm, which is YouTube, and the
right.
audience on YouTube recommend you to other viewers. That's where you really kind of skyrocket, when you become recommended. And when you become recommended is based off of the people that have watched you, and
Right.
the algorithm feels like, wow, if we send this link to answer the question that these people, which is your audience, is looking for, most of the time they click on this.
Yes.
But if you have started with friends and family, the
Yeah.
algorithm is having a hard time, because your
Finding what?
mother likes puppy videos,
Right.
and
Cat,
you're a gamer,
cat
and it
videos.
can't figure
Yeah.
out, like, why are this person going from a gaming video to puppies, and should we send it to more puppies people where they love
Right.
this gaming, and it takes you longer to get a foothold. So even some of the biggest YouTubers have like 50% subscribers that are viewing their videos. Guess what? This 50% of their subscribers clicked on it to subscribe, but they are not really a part of the audience.
Yeah, they're not
They can still
really
have 1 million views, but
right.
they will only have 1 million views and still be at 50% of the subscribers watching their stuff. You just have to be mindful of that. You're trying to, from a YouTube perspective. Now, on the other end, can you help people really quick? I want to ask you guys this question. All three of you guys can help this.
But
What links, from a monetization standpoint, what links should you be sending your friends and family?
affiliate.
I was gonna say
That's one.
affiliates, but it's I mean that's kind of a self-explanatory. I think the key one is number one. I think everybody should have like a link in bio type of page. Okay. I think you should
Okay.
have one home for all of your affiliate links, all the information, all the stuff that you recommend. But when I say niche down, also niche down on this, right? So like if you're a YouTuber, affiliate links for the software that you use, for the streaming platform that you use, for the camera, the microphone, the audio gear, the backdrops, the lighting, the stuff that you use to do what you do, because people come to you for a reason, right? So if people are coming to you to learn how to become the digital conference expert, and they're coming to you as a digital conference expert and building digital online events, right, Erica? You want to talk about some of the things that get you to that point. What are the things that the tools and the resources that people can use to get to that point? So those are the links that you want to include and link all in one home. So that's one. I mean, really, if I was going to pick one link to share, I would have one link to a link in bio that has all my other links on it, and that's an
I got
easy
you.
one-stop shop. So
I get
yes,
it. Erica,
I
what
just
do you
say,
say?
Matt, that one link, I want your email address.
yeah,
Okay.
you want my
I've had my feelings hurt from my friends on Dan who's made it up to 30,000 connections, just gone, and they didn't ask anybody for their email address. I'm
The
like, oh,
connections are gone?
yeah, their connections are gone. That's not their platform. LinkedIn owns it, and we're just a guest, and they can
Oh,
say we
come
don't want you
on,
here at
Erica.
any
Tell them the
time.
truth. Tell them the
Yeah.
truth.
That's
Tell
every
them we don't
platform.
rented land.
Yes. So I've seen at least 3 people that I've known, and I go to look at our chat history, and it says may not be appropriate because LinkedIn said they be there no more. So,
Interesting.
and
Wow.
it's sad when they're gone, but ask for those email addresses
Yep.
I
because
can
Well,
agree with that.
I would have never known what happened to them if they wouldn't have emailed me and told me what happened, because
Yep.
I just assumed that they ghosted me when I saw that.
Wow.
Well, there's
So
tools for that, but yeah, I agree with you 100%. And that's an important thing for the offline marketing too, or I guess I should say off-platform marketing, is you want to be able to collect email addresses. Okay, that's a key. You have to have a lead capture form or a capture form of some kind.
I agree. You want to have that. So let me go back to my question, Matt.
Yep. Sorry.
No. You're good. You're good because everybody came up with a really, really good link to send. But I had this experience. I had a friend of mine, and we started an online show together.
Mhm.
And we actually put together a show between the two of us. We didn't know each other other than being in a community together. We put a show together within 2 weeks. Before that show actually had its first episode, we had a platform. The platform was called Buy Me a Coffee, and we sent it out to our friends and our family for them to support the show that we were going to start a week before. And I want to be sure, as we're talking about being monetized or ways to get monetized, finding that donate button that you can use from PayPal, Stripe, company like Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, and there's several other things that you could do. I mean, we didn't have to make it that difficult. Vimeo, I think I'm saying that right,
Yep.
Yep.
or Cash App. Finding ways that you can send a link to those things where people
Not
can
Vimeo,
support
Venmo.
your efforts.
Yeah.
Venmo. Okay, Vimeo is another
It's
The
another
video
video
streaming
platform.
platform.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always mispronounce that for whatever
Yep.
reason. That being said, having your links to your friends and family, not sending them a link to your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
okay, for them to subscribe, but
Mhm.
actually sending them the link where they can support you.
Yep.
And we know where how support goes: $3, $5, $10 multiplied by your friends could go a very, very long way. To be
Yep.
honest with you, if somebody sends you $3, that is more than YouTube is going to pay you for a view.
Absolutely.
In a
True.
month.
In a month, yes.
Absolutely.
For that
And
one view, you're really doing it. If you find a way to get it, and this is what the gamers have been doing for so long. They're gamers that are millionaires. We was just watching not too long ago. He said it. I don't know. He probably said it a year ago, and it's just circulating through the internet year after year after year. It's I had him on the tip of my tongue. What's the guy? The auto tunes guy. That
oh,
the rapper
yeah,
singer.
yeah. Uh,
Man, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
T-Pain.
auto-tune singer.
T-Pain.
Is it Flow Rider?
T-Pain.
Oh, guys,
T-Pain.
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 Yeah,
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
T-Pain is a gamer that is paid like thousands of dollars. I think it's like $50,000 a day to game. And it is difficult now for him to be an artist because why should he leave
For
home
real.
when
That
he's
type of
making
money.
that kind of money? Right
That's
there.
yeah,
Now,
that's stupid
he-
money. I mean, that's
yeah, and that's not even what they're making. That's what he's making. There's people
right.
who are making more money than that sitting at home. I mean, when
Oh,
Ninja
yeah.
was at his highest, I'm talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars of people watching him play. Was that Fortnite or something?
Yeah.
And they were just watching him play and then sending money, just sending him money. And it didn't have to be a lot. I mean, we may be talking about $5, $10, but when you have thousands of people doing it, which of course we're not talking to newbies getting that kind of money, but if you have 10 good friends that sent you $5, you now have $50. What can you do with that $50? With the way the market is going right now, you may be able to find a little more decent microphone for $50 than you could 2 weeks ago, because there's a
Oh, yeah.
lot of good stuff out there
You
that's
can buy a
changing it.
bootleg webcam.
Webcam, you can get another light. You can
He
definitely
said
get
a
another light in
bootleg
your studio. Yeah.
Oh, don't
Find,
come on, Harry.
hey, listen, it's out there. There's ways. I
Yeah.
mean,
Pay
come
for some
on. You
ads to
go
go
just
to your
go to
virtual
the
event.
say that again. An ad. Oh, how far would that go, right? $50 will go a
Gosh.
long way as a social
Yeah.
media ad.
Yeah, $50 on Instagram or Facebook ads. Yeah. TikTok ads if you're into it. You know, I think and the caveat to that is you want to have something to offer if you're going to go that route. But I mean, you know, the coaching programs or the seminars, like, they're perfect. Perfect. And even
Yeah.
if you're using an ad to promote, hey, this is a free webinar, all you got to do is get more information. You push an ad, but guess what you're doing? You're collecting those email addresses.
Collecting email addresses,
Oh,
which
it's
is
neat.
a gold mine, people. You want to
Yes.
get monetized and you're not collecting email addresses, you don't want the real money.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
when you have an email address, in most cases, you have a direct contact to that person. And if you are good by sending systematic, rhythmic emails, not bombarding people, not asking them for, hey, can you give me $5 today, but actually providing some type of value in your email, they will donate to you. All right. It's not going to be automatic. You're going to have to put a little work into it, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I recommend, I want to unpack something really quick that Erica said. I want to end with this.
Yeah.
Erica said, I want you to take a long piece of content that you did, and I want you to make I took notes. I want you to make, I did. She said, use crisp or claps.
Chris,
Which one was it? Crisp
Phantom or
Yeah.
Glass?
or glass to do a transcript of your long form video. All
Give
right.
a brief explanation of what those are for people who don't know what you're
There
talking
you go,
about.
Erica.
Oh, they make transcripts. So
And
glad
that was
this is
real
free.
brief.
Glad
That
to
is
get
very brief.
so right now, ChatGPT should be able to do, depending on if it's paid or unpaid, you have to figure out how much information you're able to get, but it could do transcripts. You use the URL from the YouTube and you dump it inside of your, what do you call that thing? Whatever the bar is, you put it in there. It'll give you a transcript of that video. From there, she's saying, then you can ask whatever your AI system is to give you a summary, to do a blog post, a newsletter. So let me give you another one. I like LinkedIn newsletters. All right. It's
Me
a
too.
newsletter in LinkedIn because now all of your connections, not only do they get that newsletter, but it's also emailed to them. Okay, so they get an email saying that DJ Strick has just released a newsletter, but basically it's an easier way to then, you're sending them an email for you to ask for their email address that they're thinking you already have because you sent me an email through your newsletter. It's an easier way to get the connection with them. So that's something that is a secret in LinkedIn. Is a great way to get connected with people, but you want to be sure you're providing value. Next thing I want you to think about first, you got to provide value. Don't just be scamming people or sending out some random stuff that didn't make sense, or they already, oh, I know this. Why is Strick talking about this? I already know. The other thing is making an ebook out of it, potentially, depending on how much information you have in there. But I also like to break it all the way down to having a guide of the information. A guide is bulleted points of the information that you provided in this long form content that's bite-sized, is just bullets. Bullets here, here, here. Something that makes sense in a sentence or two, but it's just bullets of the idea. How do you use a guide? My recommendation for your guide, it is always used as your lead magnet.
Yep.
All right. Your lead magnet is to get the email address. We're going right back to that because that is the ultimate thing that you want to have, because one day you're going to do a live stream and you're going to go to One Stream Live with the feature of their web pages, or is it just called Pages? I always forget the name of this
Pages.
feature.
Live
Pages.
pages.
Live
Live.
pages, and you're going to send an email to these people and say, hey, I have a very secret event just for you, everybody that's in my email group. And at this event, you're going to learn 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a cost to it. Here's the button to sign up. And now you have a paid for webinar off platform with your audience, and people are paid for it. That's the ultimate now. That is the ultimate thing. Now, all of us, we look at Mr. Beast in awe that he has a deal with Amazon Prime and has a show and is still on YouTube. Like, I'm in awe at the fact that a content creator from YouTube is now making multi-millions of dollars making content. But how do you get started? He just explained it to you.
Let me add on to what you just said, Strict.
Yes, sir.
When you go to that, what was that, Pages thing, and
Live
invite the
pages, yeah.
people, you don't even need a large crowd anymore. You don't need those millions of people to get, your $43 at the end of 3 months from, one of these other platforms.
Right.
You don't need a million people. You can have a small crowd and still kill it, depending on your product offering.
Yeah.
So I give you another example, and unless somebody else wants to jump in really quick.
No, go ahead.
So
the only thing I was going to use is talk about was another alternative for the live pages.
Come on.
So most people at some point watched a video podcast, right? I'm pretty sure everybody here on the panel has watched a video podcast from
I have one.
So there you go. So you have your primary show, right, that you broadcast to YouTube. You're going to multi-stream it using One Stream Live. You're going to stream it on YouTube. You're going to stream it on Facebook. You're going to stream it on X. You're going to stream it on TikTok if you're part of the streaming program, if you have the option to do that with TikTok. But then you have your after hours show. And your after hours show is only for paid subscribers, right? So it's the party after the party, right? And that's where you really give the goods. And like D District said, you've got to provide value in whatever it is that you're doing for the masses, because that's what piques the interest. That's what creates the buy-in for your viewers and your consumers, right? But they need to know that there's more to come, but you can't give away the golden goose for free. You know what I mean? So
I like
there
it.
has to be some sort of restriction on that content. And the way to get to that restriction is, I don't care if it's $1 a month. I don't care if it's $100 a month.
But it's a
That is all,
paywall.
Yeah.
right. That is all dependent upon the value that you are giving forward and what value your consumers and your clients are getting from your content. That
Wow.
is a decision between you guys. But
Matt, let me tell you something. I used to hate on what you just said, not giving your all, but that was younger. That was in my career in the younger days. Now, totally on board, and it's because some people, they just take your content and then claim it as theirs, and they're making money off of it,
think about it this. Think
and
about
you're
it in
not.
this way, right?
And it
Well,
was
yeah,
yours from the
Right.
start.
I agree with you, and I'm because I was kind of the same way. It's like, well, if you're just on YouTube, why wouldn't you just give away? The thing is you got to think about it from this standpoint, right? So think about all the time, energy, effort, and sometimes money you put into your own education to get the knowledge or experience or the skill that you have to provide that which you are giving to your audience. Why would you continue to give that away for free? Because you went through the effort to get the things necessary to get you to that point.
Yep.
So helps get to that point along the way, but they're not, they're not going to get it for free. You didn't get it for free. You're just helping them find the right answers to the questions that they have, right? And
like
so
that.
I guess that's the way I look at it. I don't know. I mean, like,
And
You
then
know
you got
what?
this. Go ahead, Erica.
I was invited to a conference to talk about lead magnets. I gave them my bright idea of giving away their 5 most viewed YouTube posts. And I'm telling them how to make a YouTube playlist. And I'm telling them to copy paste that link to the playlist to email to give out as their lead magnet. Nobody knew what I was talking about. Nobody at all. I mean, my feelings was totally hurt. So you can give away your best stuff. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to be on the same page with you.
you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So let me I just gave a talk on this particular thing to a group of business owners here in Birmingham. And one thing I explained to them is there is a guy by the name of Roger Wakefield. Roger Wakefield is a plumber business owner. He owns a plumbing business out of, I think it's Dallas, Texas. And he started doing videos on YouTube of how-to or DIY videos as a plumber.
Yep.
Over the years, he got to the point where he made $1 million on YouTube, and he also made $1 million in his business.
Right. Why?
Because if you know anything about plumbing, yes, there's some simple things that you could do. I can watch the video over and over again. I learned through YouTube University. I wish I knew this as a kid. I could just watch videos and I'd be the smartest person in the world, but that's how I learned. So I was able to fix something very simple, but if it was complex and I'm looking at all of the steps, guess what I'm gonna have to do?
Call the
I
expert.
am going to call what I call the subject matter expert. Matt mentioned it today. That is the direction I'm going with my business owner clients. And it's really a verbalizing or having a vocabulary word for what Gary Vee has been telling people for years. You need to make 9 pieces of content. If I was a real estate agent, I'll do a show and talk to other real estate agents or everybody about real estate, but it's my show and people are looking at me. Guess what? You become the subject matter expert on electrician, any service business, your own product. You are the subject matter expert on a product that you're selling, or you pay content creators to build content around your particular product, widget, whatever it is, software, and your channel gets to be the subject matter expert. They're going to think about you first before anybody else.
Right.
So instead of saying the word, hey, you're a business owner, you're an electrician, you need to be a content creator now, I'm not using that. If I drop that as something that people need to do, now I'm saying I can help you become a subject matter expert in your field. And from a branding perspective, when people think about electricity or having a problem in their home and they need an electrician, your name comes up because they've seen all of the content you've made around fixing the electric whatever in somebody's
Plumbing,
home.
electrical,
Yeah.
you know.
So, and it's great that you talk about this, because I remember going through a training when I was, I don't know, 20 maybe.
That
Last
was
week, I get
yesterday.
it. Yeah,
That was
yeah, yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, well, okay, thanks. This was many years ago, but it was, I've heard it put a couple different ways, but essentially it goes like this: people only do business with people they know, like, and trust. Okay.
There you go. How do you build that?
Right. So here's the great thing about digital media, specifically video. People see your face. The more people see your face, the more people hear your voice, and the more people listen to you and watch you, the more you build that authority and that trust, and people start to connect with you. So what does that build? The know, the like, and the trust. So people will do business with people that know you, that like you, and that trust you, right?
And
I've heard
where
it
are
put another way
people?
too, which is people only buy from people they like, love, know, or owe. So
There you go. I
I've
like
heard it
that
put
one
that
too.
way too, but I mean, I definitely like the first one better. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. There's got to be some sort of connection, and this is the fantastic and the crazy thing. Video media is that now you have the opportunity to connect with somebody through your screen without
right.
even actually having a conversation with them.
That is so right. So
Thank you for talking about me, Matt.
You're welcome.
there you go. There you go.
Look, hey, I had to slide it in there under the, on the sly, right?
Thank you. Appreciate you. I didn't even have to pay you.
You're welcome.
That was
So radio is out right now. People are not listening like they used to in the millions to the radio. Okay. They're not reading newspapers or magazines, not even being printed anymore. You have to go online to find the latest article from the magazine. Television is still there. People would watch television, especially with some of these sports. Basketball is down to its lowest numbers ever in viewership. And I'm not really sure that college football did well with the 12 team playoff, but it was still there. It's just so expensive to get on television. The barrier to entry to having an audience using YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, LinkedIn, whatever else that may be out there is so low that yes, you could pick up your phone and go live and someone else will see it. That being said,
it's investment. It's no
it
doubt
is
a
a
time
time
investment,
investment.
but from a monetary cost, it can be as low as $0.
It could be. You already have a lot of the tools in your pocket or purse right now. Guys, we've given out a lot. If we talk any more, we have to charge these people for this.
I know, right? Come to our after party.
Yeah, yeah. This is a lot of information about being monetized. I did this. I'm going to end with this really quick, guys. I'm going to end with this one. Based off of what we talked about today, I was traveling today and decided to download through Audible some podcasts through Chris Do. So I'm not watching it. I'm just listening to his podcast, and he's interviewing some very successful people, some people that have SaaS software, some people. One of the guys started AppSumo. Listen to his
Noah
interview.
Kagan.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
really, really intriguing, really, really intriguing podcast. And these are some points that I wrote down. I just shared them with my wife because I've been like when I travel, sitting on the plane, I dream a lot. I have a lot of this is where I have my visionary meetings with myself, right? Take notes with my note app.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a point that I've made. Let me see if it resonates with you guys. This is a statement. I'm not really sure who said it, but I think it's really cool. I think it was the female who said it. Now, not how.
Definitely.
Got to start.
Gotta
I got
start
something
now.
for you, DJ Strict.
Totally agree with you.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So download Glass. It's a free Chrome extension if you don't already have it. Go to that podcast you listen
Erica,
to on YouTube.
Spell it for the people.
GLASP.
Glass. See, I kept thinking you were saying glass, and I was like, I've never heard of that.
I
I'm glad
love
you.
it. I
Glass.
actually love Glass.
Go to the podcast.
Yep, the one you're talking
Summarize
about.
it.
Yep, it's going to give you a summary, and then you say, "Hey, chat. Hey, Gemini. Whoever your favorite AI trader is." It's like, nah, I'm having trouble.
Generate
From our
me some
past
quotes or something from it, right?
quotes, but this is just for you and what you're doing.
Okay.
I'm sure Harry and Matt can do this too. Hey, chat. From our previous conversations, can you or from our previous conversations and how you know me and my business, what would be a good takeaways or checklist? Could you create me a checklist from this cast to help me in my business?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
That's
I'm
a
glad you
cheat.
said that.
Erica, I told you if we gave
this
him any
being
more,
recorded,
we
right?
gotta charge him for it.
I'm glad you said that though,
Golly.
because
I really
there
like
was
the
one
after
thing.
party idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a show in itself, like Matt said.
Well, that's the thing. It's like all the best stuff happens in the after party, right?
Yeah.
But no, this is kind of an add-on. So DJ, you were talking about the quick reference guide or the guide to want to give away your lead magnet, right? So a couple things with that and these are going to be my freebie tips, right? Number one, the guide is great by itself, but brand it, make it you. Right, make it have your business name at the top. Have it just a
Oh, it's
description.
that. Yeah, it's all where you canva it out, like
Yep, canva it
graphic
out.
out and
But the other thing too is
nice design.
whatever your guide is, build a checklist around the guide so somebody has an actual thing that's a mental reference that as they are completing the steps, they can check off. People love checklists, man.
That's the
Guide
army way right
with
there.
the checklist. Okay, I'm with it.
What's that? What's that,
If
Harry?
you
A
guys
guide with the
That's the
checklist.
army way.
Yeah. People, well, but
if
that's
you
what I'm
like
saying.
Canva, I'm pretty sure all of you like Gamma.
Gamma.
Yep.
GAMMA.
GAMMA. That's right.
I have, gosh, I've used so many. I've used Kittl. I've used Canva. I've used Vista Create. I've used well, I guess it used to be Crello. I'll have to check out Gamma. I like all those things.
So let's say you want to make a presentation out of your checklist.
Mhm.
Gamma will ask you, what do you want for, it'll give you 8 slides for free. So
Oh, wow.
you pair it, you put it in the box, and then you push a button that says create, and it'll give you a presentation from your checklist.
Nice.
Or from that video you liked in YouTube that you got the summary for.
There you go. And now you've got a webinar or an instruction webinar on how to use guide and your checklist.
Yeah. And you know, if you're
let me not stop you, Erica. Let me be quiet. Go ahead. You're on a roll right now. She's hot.
I'm a big fan of Chris Do, and he's had Daniel Priestley on his show at least 4 times now. So I have a checklist of all Daniel Priestley stuff, not my stuff, but I was like, hey, chat, you know me so well. Give me a blog post from Daniel Priestley and give me this checklist. So I have all the YouTube videos listed at the top, and I have my checklist, and I give them out to people. I'm like, hey, I just saw this really nice podcast with Chris Do and Daniel Priestley, and it's geared toward virtual event producers. Check it out. So I can give away stuff like that. That's not mine, but I still get to promote Chris Do and Daniel Priestley.
Well, but
so let me give you another one.
Because
you use yourself as the avatar. Like you need to build an avatar, not just for you, but an avatar for your audience member. Like who is your audience? And then
Hmm.
have chat or glass or whoever build it around that avatar. Still
Hmm.
good because you need the personal stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
I need a checklist for me, but I also want a checklist for my avatar, for my
Me and
audience.
Chat are
So
best friends. We've been best friends for like 2 years now.
come
Chat
on,
knows who
man.
my target audience is. Chat
I
knows I
love
want
it.
to talk to SaaS founders. So
Okay.
Chat
I'm
got
with
me.
it. I'm with it. So Matt, I was stopping somebody from saying something. I'm sorry.
No. I don't even remember what I was saying, but the great point about the avatar. I mean, you need to understand you as a business owner and your focus and your priorities will shift as you grow. See, you start as a business owner. There's like multiple stages, but I look at it this way: there's at least 2 phases to being a business owner. You start by working in the business to grow the business, and then you have to transition from working in the business to working on the business to
Oh
continue to
my
keep it
God.
growing.
I love it. Listen, this portion right here is definitely going to be a class on its own for my business leaders that I'm starting a cohort for, because a lot of times you can be working on business. You just said it. How do you get them to change their mindset to either do it themselves? Like I'm going to teach you how to use Chat GPT because most of them that are
Right.
running business haven't used it. They don't know anything about AI. They've heard people talk about it, and man, that's going to take our jobs. AI cannot cut hair. Okay.
For sure.
Can't AI cannot, because you're gonna need a barber, but a
Yeah.
barber still has to be a businessman that markets his business. That being said, let me give you another one. I love this one, right? I love this one. And I think this is the guy that the AppSumo guy. He says,
Noah.
if Noah, this is Noah, if what you're doing is working, don't listen to me.
Right. Right.
For sure.
What happens? Most of the people that are doing something is not working for them, but they will tell you, I'm doing this, and they will be adamant about it.
Yeah.
Great. I'm not going to change one thing that you're doing. If it's working for you, don't listen to me. He already
Yeah.
knows that it's not working.
Because whatever you got going on, don't change. If the formula that you got is bringing you, you know, the sauce, why would you change the recipe? You know what I mean? Like if what
Well,
you
he
got,
knows, man, that the people that are listening to that podcast, he
yeah.
already knows it's not working.
Well, that's true.
He knows
That's
it's not
true.
Found
working.
out
So
the hard
he's,
way.
yeah,
It
he's
kind of,
Chat.
saying,
it's got a double meaning now that I think about it. Like
yeah,
Yes.
he's saying,
if
don't
what you're,
listen. He's definitely
yeah,
saying, listen to me, is what he's saying. Listen
yeah,
to what I'm saying.
yeah,
Because if it was working for you, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. But he also mentioned it in the right case,
right,
because he is a person that started 35 businesses.
yeah.
And he said, hey, I've started 35 businesses and learning from each of them, because you only need one to be a millionaire. He's a
You,
multimillionaire right
yeah,
now.
you
Is
can,
now
you,
Hmm.
having to think about his personal security because he has so much money.
yeah.
But don't listen to me.
I
Don't
heard.
listen
Don't
to
listen to me. If what you're doing is working, don't listen to me.
I can't remember who it
Let me
was.
tell you, I found that out the hard way. So I talked to my phone. I talked to chat. I'm like, where do my audience hang out? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. So I'm like, you know what? I'm already set up on all these. LinkedIn's going to be my main platform. Turned out my money came from Facebook, and I
Wow.
completely left them alone. Found out the
Wow.
hard way. So yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
Can I
Well,
give you one more? Can I give you a couple more?
Go
Yes.
ahead.
yes, please.
You can only learn how to cook in the kitchen.
I'm
Sounds
not sure
pretty
if that's true.
self-explanatory, but
No, that's
Think
not
about,
true. We're in the
No
South.
matter
We cook out
no
here.
matter where you go, there you are.
right?
well, think about it. I mean, Erica is saying that's not true, but you got to be around a fire
Yes,
A
that is
grill, and you
exactly
and the
can't
it.
have a grill in the
grill.
kitchen.
Well, but for many people, the grill is in the outdoor kitchen, so it's still a kitchen.
Oh, we got
And
a
if you're
I
deck,
grilling,
and
if
that's
you're
it.
grilling, you're really not learning how to cook. You're cooking to me. If you're learning how to grill, you're like me and you're burning it up.
No, no.
And it's still
Uh,
frozen in the middle.
it's
Oh,
still
man.
frozen in the
Dang.
middle.
Yeah.
Like hey, the fire is hot. Put it on there. That's not how you do that. That's not how you do that. I also wrote down a couple of things. I am my first client, and the last one is build to scale.
Yep.
Guys, this has been awesome tonight. We have well overdone the information. People need to do the transcript through graphs
Glass. Yeah.
and
Glass.
get all the
GLASP.
points. Get all the points out that help you. Do the blog posts, do the newsletter, do the ebook, do the guide, do a lead magnet on that to start capturing email addresses that you can then monetize based off of your ebook or even a future book that you have, or just ask for donations for your content that you're building.
Yeah.
More importantly, there's a way to monetize that is outside of the realm of social media, and OneStream Live allows you to have a platform on your website or a page that is unique to you. You can use all of that to help you. Guys, I'm telling you, I love doing this. I'm well over my time, and I'm well over the information for this particular show. I want to thank you, Erica. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Rachel, for all being a part of the Streamers Hub panel. You guys have been excellent. And my goodness, we've had a great run right here on OneStream Live. And I'm going to do this. Let me see this media thing one last time. You're going to get a chance to see this. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I've had an awesome time with you today. Thank you for watching another edition of the Streamers Hub right here on OneStream Live.